It is common saying that avoid bad company. Yes. If that is so, then who will transform them? Very true. But there's a saying in Sanskrit, Durjanena samam sakhyam vairanchapi na karayet ushno dahati changaraha shitah krishnayate karam, which means do not make a friend or an enemy of an evil person. Do not make an enemy or a friend of an evil person or person given to wrong ways. Why? Because a burning coal, lump of coal will burn your hand, and a cold lump of coal will blacken your hand. So either way, you will get hurt, you will get burnt. So first of all, Swami always used to say, tell me your company, I'll tell you who you are. It is very important. Satsangam is very important. At the beginning stage, we talk about stages of spiritual growth. So when we talk about avoid bad company, it is for a certain stage in our life, we have to be very careful. When we are strong, it's fine. If you're strong in your values, you're strong in yourself, then you can be in any company and not be changed. But you have to develop that strong mind. So it is not, first of all, I have to ask, who am I to transform anyone? I am not here to transform others. I'm here to transform myself. Let me transform myself. When I am free inside, when I am okay, then people will get automatically transformed in my presence. I don't need to go and do any transformation of anybody. In fact, this transforming people is very, very dangerous because people don't want to be transformed. People will not like being transformed by anybody. As much as you wish to change others, others also wish to change you. There are enough people. Everybody wants to change everybody else. So we're not here. Number one thing is that we're not here to transform anybody. If somebody needs to be transformed, best thing is to pray to Ishvara. Let Bhagavan transform them. He can transform them from within. He is in everybody, after all, is he not? He can change their thinking pattern. If you pray intensely to Bhagavan, it is the best way, instead of physically trying to change anybody, best way is to transform that person by praying to Bhagavan, praying for Bhagavan to transform them as well. So this is the idea that first of all, the Lord will take care. I am not here as an activist in this life. The only that is why, Vedanta becomes very, very unappealing to many people, because this line of study is unappealing to the majority of people. Why? Because it always talks about you are the change you want to see in the world. It always talks about working on yourself, not working on external, changing situations, people, or anything outside. It is all coming back to oneself. Again and again, Vedanta makes you look at your own self. Like all the values that we've seen the past months, it is all looking at yourself. It is not to judge others. So it is a very introspective type of analysis, inquiry, and that doesn't appeal to a lot of people because we're used to what? We're used to changing situations for our happiness. We're used to changing people for our happiness. We're used to changing everything external for my own contentment. But here, Bhagavan is saying, change yourself first. And transformation, even if I try and transform somebody, it is very, very difficult. Even Lord Krishna could not transform Duryodhana. He is avatar. He could not transform Duryodhana. He tried. He tried in the Mahabharata. He tried all diplomatic ways first. He tried to talk him out of his thing. Of course, Bhagavan could have easily just clicked his finger and Duryodhana's mind would change, but that would not be the in accordance with his law, his order, his game, his leela. He had to, all the play of the Mahabharata had to happen. But it just goes to show Krishna did not try to change Duryodhana's mind through his powers. He let him just make his own mistakes, let the whole thing unfold as well. So what does that show? Each person has to mature in their own time. We have to allow others to grow. We may not agree with their behavior. Yes, they may not be in line with dharma, but they are at the place they are because of a background that they've had. So they may not be able to understand what you're trying to say anyway, because they're not at that stage. So the best solution is that Let people be in their own spaces. Pray if you want them to change. Pray to Bhagavan to change them. But it is always best to work on myself. If that person irritates me, if that person frustrates me, let me work on my reactions. I won't let that internalize their behavior. Why should I internalize their words? Why should I internalize anything external? So this is the best attitude, the transformation of others. And if I'm strong, again, if I'm rooted in my values, if I'm convinced that nothing can sway me, if my mind is strong, and of course, masters, spiritual masters are like this. It doesn't matter whose company they're in. So there's a verse in Sanskrit, very beautiful verse, which says, Vikritim naiva gachanti sangam doshena sadavaha aveshtitam mahasarpehi chandanam na vishayate, which means that bad company cannot ever really corrupt a good person. A person who is really strong, who is rooted in themselves, a bad person, bad company cannot corrupt a good person like that. And there's a comparison given here, just like a sandalwood tree does not become poisonous if 1,000 poisonous snakes or many snakes are around it. However many poisonous snakes are wrapped around a sandalwood tree, it maintains its purity, it maintains its fragrance. Very beautiful analogy given in the verse, which shows that if you're strong enough, if you live your life in a certain way and your mind is strong, then you can be in any company and not get disturbed. And that in that stage of life, if you're at that stage, then being in your company without you having to say anything, those people given to wrong actions, to evil ways, will be transformed automatically. But most of us are not at that level. It is a very high level that one has to reach. So let us begin with transforming ourselves.